Once you have gathered quite a bit of price lists from a supplier, the very first thing you need to do is actually the profit margin analysis, really with any item that you're about to sell on eBay. When you do the profit margin analysis, you're basically saying, once all is said and done, how much am I making per sale? So I've brought up the eBay fees calculator that we're all so familiar with, and I want to show you a common scenario that you will see whenever you are doing the profit margin analysis with a supplier. If you remember, the very top box is labeled Buy It Now price, but this is really the completed listings price. So if you were doing a completed listings research on a particular item that you are going to be selling from your supplier, this is going to be about the average cost. Let's just say, hypothetically, that an item was selling on average for about $80, which is the exact same the product that your supplier had as well. Now, because it's selling for $80, you cannot change that number. You don't have proof that you can sell it for $81 or really $80.01. You can't ask people to buy an item for more than what they are willing to pay for it, especially since the others around them are only selling for $80. The very interesting thing that you'll find from a supplier is with the cost of postage. Let's just say that a supplier is charging you $10 and then $70 for the product itself. 70 plus 10 is 80. So what you're seeing here is that many times a supplier will give you an item for the same price it is selling for on eBay. And many times people at this point throw up their arms and say, how on earth can anyone dropship on eBay? Well, there's actually a way. What you do with a supplier, once you have gathered their price lists and found that this is particularly a common scenario, is to manipulate these numbers and to change them so that you find a price you can pay and make a profit. You're basically creating a profit at this point. So if I was to change the cost to acquire, and let's just see if we can't find, let's see, $49.08. So if we got this item for $49.08 and paid $10 in shipping, and it sells generally for $80, after the eBay and the PayPal fees are taken out, we're making about $10 a sale. So what we have found is the price we are able to pay and make a profit. Although thin, dropshipping on eBay, because it's convenient, is more about volume over profit margin. So if we wanted to sell one item for $60 profit once every 6 months, we can do that. Or we can accept $10 per sale and sell 6 a day. Here's what you do at this point. Once you have found what prices you can pay and make a profit, you then contact that supplier and indicate that their prices they quoted you were too high and you couldn't be competitive. But this is the price I can pay for this product, and this is the price I can pay for this product, and be competitive. One thing you want to avoid is telling a supplier that you want a percentage discount. If you were to say, hey, I need 25% off of each of my items, they're not necessarily going to be receptive to that, because then the supplier has to do math. And suppliers don't want to do math. But if you've come up with an exact price, $49.08, they can now compare that to what they get the item for and say yes or no. When you have sent this particular email to a supplier, and I would recommend it be email because now they have something written instead of comparing off the fly. But once you have negotiated this lower price with the supplier, a supplier is going to give you one of 3 responses. They are going to say, yes, I can work with these negotiated lower prices, or they are going to say, no, I cannot work with these negotiated lower prices, or they will say, on some of these, I can negotiate a lower price. The ones that say yes, you list those items and you list them like crazy. Because they will make you a profit, as you've researched they would. If they say no, you get rid of them as a supplier, because obviously they're not going to work with you. If you cannot make money with their products, then you get rid of them as a supplier. This is a weeding out procedure. If they say yes on some, you list those items that you can make a profit on and use your sales as leverage down the line to negotiate a lower price with those other products. But this is one of the biggest secrets to drop shipping on eBay that not a lot of people get, and that is you can negotiate a lower price with the supplier because more than likely they intentionally inflated it to keep phone calls down. Because imagine if everyone knew that that particular supplier they were able to sell on eBay and make a profit, their secretaries would never get a lunch break. So they intentionally inflate those prices so they can only deal with those people who are more serious. If you find that you're losing money or breaking even, then you don't give up on that supplier. You negotiate a lower price because many times it is absolutely vital.